Okay, friends and neighbors, it's DK here with Mr. V Amps, and this came in the mail. It's a PV Encore 65. We've worked on several of these before, and this one comes from out of state, and originally it came from Florida apparently, but this came from actually up north, so this is a well-traveled amplifier, and from what I understand, it makes a very loud humming noise, and the reverb's function is questionable. So, first problem is it ain't got no tubes in it, so we're gonna deal with that. The owner actually sent me the tubes for it and some extra tubes for it. You know, having these are the tubes in my stash, let's see which ones are good, blah blah blah, and that's fine. But as soon as I found out this is a humming amp, the first thing I started doing was just giving her a visual inspection. And we've got a Illinoisan capacitor here that's beginning to throw up, and it's kind of unglued from there, so we got a few of them starting to puke, so I have a feeling that's what it is. We'll fire it up and listen to it. Okay, we're on, and it sounds like it's got bad filter caps. That's 120 hertz. Listen, it's not 60, it's 120. Okay, so our friendly neighborhood PV Encore needs a cap job. That's obvious. It's definitely this one. That one's definitely, because it's physically leaking. Probably these four, and while you're at it, you might as well just go down the row, because it needs it. Yay. No, boo. 1000 microfarad axial? Ugh, hope I have one. Okay, so with significantly less wrestling than it takes to get the circuit board out of a 2000 Zara Fender, everything on the PV just unplugs, so you can unplug all the things. And the way these connectors are sort of engineered, they've designed it so it's more or less impossible to plug it in backwards. That's actually good engineering for the sake of the people working on the line that day. Yeah, so there's, you know, connectors, whatever, that's all unplugged. So now we just wait till the magical desoldering gun is warm, and then we attack. And of course we're going to attack on this side over here, and we're going to start going after these big old filter caps. See how they bent those? They bent those leads like way over to actually give a mechanical connection. Actually pretty smart, but you need to make sure you melt that solder when you go to set those upright. Alright, and by the miracle of jump cut, the capacitors are all changed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 capacitors. This was 1000 microfarad 35 volt. That is not a common capacitor to have in an axial capacitor. When I say axial capacitor, I'm talking about one of these where the legs come out from each side, but usually have them in a radial capacitor where they both come out of the same side. And I did have one in a radial, but sprawling the legs out and making it sit vertical looks stupid, and it doesn't hold down as well, and it might have a clearance issue. So I put a leg on it and shrink wrapped it. For one cap, I would do that. If I had a whole row of them to do and it wasn't just one cap, I would try to order that cap, although they're usually associated with solid state amps, and to, you know, deal with $8 in shipping and all this other kind of crap just to get one capacitor didn't seem logical. So now I think this amp's gonna probably work and not go bzzz. Okay, so I put it back together mostly. Still have to put some nuts on the pots and stuff, and to turn the voltage up most of the way. The tubes are on and stuff, but we are running at a reduced voltage of I don't know, not quite 120, more like 100 volts, whatever. But it's not humming like it was, not buzzing, and it does make sound, so I think we're off to a good start. Remember that noise you heard before? Where'd it go? I got you right down in the speaker where you were before, and now you can't hear it. There's a tiny bit of sound, but nothing like there was. This is good. Now, when this was, let's fall down. when this was shipped to me, it was shipped with a bunch of different tubes. And, you know, 12AT7 is what drives the reverb, right? Well, there were a lot of 12AX7s, but there were two 12AT7s sent to me. And one of the two of them was kind of weak on one triode. So I was told to be suspicious of the reverb, so there's the reverb tank in its bag. But it seems to be reverberating okay as far as I can tell. That sounds like a good working reverb to me. I'll plug a guitar in to confirm it. I think there's only one more thing left to do to this. Okay, so yeah, the reverb works just fine with a guitar. But the power cord got shut in a car door or something, I don't know. But if I bend that back, you know, if I only saw black insulation, I'd be like, yeah, we can just wrap some tape on that and it'll be okay. But the copper is visible on the neutral, so that's no good. I'm going to replace the power cord. The power cord, one leg goes to the green ground lug down there, and then the other two legs, there's spots for them on this terminal strip that's kind of hidden behind the bunch of wires, and there's a thermistor and stuff, but it's on that terminal strip. Okay, so as much as I would love to stick this in the original cabinet and play it out as a demo for you, the original cabinet's still at its house because it's a couple states away. So shipping a chassis and a bunch of tubes that dude wanted tested and the reverb tank is significantly less expensive than shipping the cabinet with the speaker, because PV Scorpion is a heavy speaker. But this was original. These were like from early 80s, like 84, 83, something like that. And mine hasn't had a cap job. Huh? Are you trying to tell me something? You're fallen comrade here. Alright people, thanks for watching. Have a great night.